We have always been improving everything around us so that things can be much more efficient than the way it was before, whether it be our transportation systems or communication systems. But there's one thing that still remains the same, and that has to be our classrooms. But it looks like China is thinking differently by using artificial intelligence systems in the classroom. But how exactly are they going to get it done? Well, that's exactly what I discuss in this video. But before I begin, my name is Alex, and welcome to AI News Daily. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications because I don't want you to miss out on any of the artificial intelligence-related content that I make for you guys. With all that done, let's get started. The COVID-19 pandemic changed everything we know about schooling and work, which is why, just like every other country, even China was forced to adapt to the new normal. China is a country that has always been working on artificial intelligence, and they want it to be implemented in their classrooms as well, because China believes that the development of artificial intelligence education will hold a great potential to address teacher scarcity by offering alternative methods of schooling and reshaping the traditional learning methods that we all know. Right now, both the United States and China are focusing on integrating artificial intelligence education into their workforce development system. But again, both countries are approaching educational goals very differently. China uses its centralized authority to implement artificial intelligence education in high school, and the country wants AI companies to partner up with schools and universities to train students. Ever since 2018, the Chinese government did approve 345 universities to offer an artificial intelligence major, and this one happens to be the country's new popular major, and at least 34 universities have launched their own artificial intelligence institute. China happens to be one of the most progressive countries in the world when it comes to economic and business development, along with an educational system that offers children many opportunities to build their future, which is why the Chinese schooling system is often revealed to us as a breeding ground for highly educated future professions. Most schools in major metropolitan cities have a great quality education, but schools in rural areas are not as good enough. Most of the schools in rural areas are terribly understaffed, and students' opportunities and educational environment are radically different from those in big cities. Artificial intelligence systems will be creating huge resources for acquiring knowledge, and it will help both students and teachers alike, and will also enable students to think in more detail, which will then help to understand concepts very clearly. Artificial intelligence enables these students to locate peers around them, and it allows them to see the world's progress. So, if the world is trying to improve on something, then China is all about following it at the same time, trying to get it done even better than the rest. Artificial intelligence systems will help maintain that urge to learn more, which is essential to compete in a highly competitive world. Artificial intelligence also enables safe storage of data by maintaining a register, calling down the names for response, rigorous collection of exam papers, just to name a few that artificial intelligence systems are capable of doing. Artificial intelligence systems can also replace so many boring tasks in schools, like attendance, automatic corrections, and much more. Artificial intelligence systems can also create a virtual experience when it comes to learning by installing virtual boards in the place of black and white boards. The interaction of artificial intelligence-driven educational applications will have significant changes in the way students learn things. Now, if you made it this far, I don't find a reason for you not to be a part of this great community that is genuinely excited about artificial intelligence, which is why you need to hit that subscribe button right now. This will also help teachers focus more on social skills and make students understand the concepts that they're taught in schools. Artificial intelligence systems will eliminate the manual effort of the teacher, which will then help teachers to focus on individual students. With the artificial intelligence systems, concepts will be available all over the world, and students can have these data to help them with understanding so many things. Soon, China will have classes in virtual reality, and if I were you, I would definitely want to attend those classes. Artificial intelligence systems can also save the time and effort of a teacher who would otherwise end up writing or dictating things. Automation of basic activities will further improve, enabling high-quality education. It will also develop professional discipline in both students and teachers. Chinese schools have already been experimenting with the use of artificial intelligence in the classroom. Jinhua Xiaoshun Primary School in eastern China recently used special headbands developed by US-based BrainCo to measure students' level of concentration. This headband would convey real-time data on how engaged the students were, and the goal of the headbands was to help teachers understand the engagement from students, so that learning can be an individual experience instead of something that's done in a group. But again, this did not do really well, and it caused a huge backlash, and schools were forced to get those headbands out of classrooms. In other classrooms, students were monitored using cameras, especially using facial recognition software. The software, combined with artificial intelligence technologies, could analyze the behavior of students. Certain programs were developed to assign a score to each student based on the level of concentration displayed in the classroom, and the Chinese government continued to encourage the adoption of smart classrooms in order to push the limits of Chinese education and make it world-class. Artificial intelligence systems are already applied to the educational sector to develop skills and testing systems, and right now, artificial intelligence educational solutions are continuing to mature. And soon, artificial intelligence might be able to fill gaps needed in learning and teaching, and also allows teachers and students to do a lot more things than ever before. Artificial intelligence systems, at least in theory, can drive efficiency, personalization, and streamline so many different tasks that will then allow teachers the time and freedom to provide understanding and adaptability, both of which are something that humans are capable of, and machines would definitely struggle. So, by leveraging the best attributes of both machines and teachers, the vision for artificial intelligence in education, where both of them work together, would provide the best outcome for students, at least in theory. China is already overtaking the US in artificial intelligence research, and it looks like China is taking the crown for artificial intelligence supremacy. The reason why China is coming strong with artificial intelligence is because of the huge amount of data that China generates. By 2030, an estimated 8 billion devices in China will be connected via the Internet of Things, which happens to be a vast network of physical objects that are linked via the Internet. These devices can be mounted on cars, infrastructure, robots, and so many other instruments, and they generate huge amounts of data. There's a high competition to explore artificial intelligence technology in the classroom, especially in China. Parents of these students definitely want their kids to gain competitive advantages, which is why they want to implement new technologies. But then, not everything is so good about using artificial intelligence in the classroom or just relying only on some computer-based algorithm to monitor human activity. So, what exactly is the problem with such an approach? Well, the first one happens to be an invasion of privacy. Students are constantly monitored for too little room for error in their behavior. This technology was also implemented without any formal consent from the students' parents. There is a risk of potential inaccuracies in the artificial intelligence algorithm, which incorrectly interprets a student's actions, which can create a lot of problems. This method of education gives a lot of emphasis on a single type of learning. Generally, we have two ways to learn something effectively. The first one happens to be the focused mode, and this is when your brain concentrates on a specific, unfamiliar path towards finding a solution. Then you have the diffuse mode, and this is when your brain makes more open-ended connections in an effort to try to solve a more complex problem. Artificial intelligence in the classroom prioritizes focus mode, which makes students less prepared to face problems they have never seen before. So, this is a huge problem because students are missing out on other types of learning. A data-driven education system heavily focuses on results so it can reduce the creativity in children. Most people think that procrastination is something that is very dangerous, but at the same time, it can be something that can be used to come up with something creative because procrastination gives you time to reconsider different possibilities and also refine your ideas. The ability to learn from mistakes and approach problems in different ways is just something that innovative people often do. This type of open-ended thinking is completely neglected by the artificial intelligence system that China uses in their classrooms. Then, there are problems like the loss of jobs for teachers because there are so many demerits of replacing humans who work better than machines, and most governments don't consider the social and emotional skills of students. So, the perfect balance would definitely be a symbiotic relationship between teachers and artificial intelligence so that they can deliver concepts to students much better. And that's a wrap for today's video. What do you think about China using artificial intelligence in their classrooms, and what do you want me to cover next? Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below because I would love to hear from you all. Also, consider subscribing to my channel for more artificial intelligence related content just like this one, and make sure to turn on post notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. That's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and I will meet again in the very next